Hey, today I'm going to recap the crime drama movie called Eden. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The movie starts with Hyun, who was kidnapped and put in the trunk of a car screaming for help. The kidnapper coldly stands in front of her and asks her to calm down. After she felt that there was no point in doing so, she calmed down. Then she noticed a tattoo on the kidnapper's hand. After that, the kidnapper closed the trunk of the car and moved the car. So what will happen later, and why did this kidnapper kidnap Hyun in the first place? We go back to July 1994, when Hyun was working with her mother in the store. After that, she goes to meet her friend Abby, who brought her a fake card. Hyun will use this card to enter nightclubs. Then, they agreed to go out together tonight. Then her father comes, who told her that he had heard their conversation, and asked her not to tell her mother about the forged card, because if she knew, she would prevent her from going out. Then he gave her a ring that he had wanted to give him on her graduation day, and asked her to take care of herself. Then he went to deliver the goods that he had. Then she went back to work with her mother, who treated her strictly. When Hyun told her mother that she wanted to go out with her friend and stay up late, she refused and asked her to come back at 10 in the evening. But after Hyun tried to convince her mother that she would go with Abby, her mother agreed. At night, she goes out with Abby. This was the first time Hyun entered a nightclub. She was very happy with this new experience. A handsome young man in a military uniform tried to get to know Hyun, but she told him that she was young. He told her that this was something very special. Then he left her and went to make a phone call. Then he returned to continue his conversation with her. When it got late and Hyun wanted to go home, she couldn't find Abby. So the young man offered to take her with him in the car to her house. On the way, he offered her to spend some time in the car, but she refused and told him that she could not delay any longer so as not to face problems with her mother. He agreed to take her home, but before that, he got out of the car to make a phone call. As he parked the car, a car appeared behind them. He went to the car. Hyun noticed that there were many fake badges and also several fake clothes for several jobs in the back seat of the car. She felt that something was wrong. She got out of the car and ran, but suddenly someone hit her and she lost consciousness. The next day, we see Marshal Bob driving the car and talking to his son on the phone. On the way, he notices that the sheriff is standing with someone and they are watching something. He goes to see what's going on. The sheriff tells him that Phil found a dead body in his own land and called him. Bob asked the sheriff to let him see the body. When Bob saw the body, he asked Phil if there was someone else living with him or if he told someone. But he assured him that he lived alone and that no one knew about it. Suddenly, Bob takes out his gun and kills the two. Hyun regains consciousness and finds herself in a truck with two other girls. Suddenly, the truck stops and a large man approaches Hyun. She loses consciousness again, and when she wakes up, she finds herself handcuffed to a bed. She noticed that she was in a room that looked like a surgical operating room. A woman who looks like a nurse approaches her. She does not give Hyun any chance to speak and sedates her and removes her braces. Then she treated the wound on her head and had the men present take her into the bathroom to clean her. After she regained consciousness, she discovered that she was in a place where there were many girls around her age wearing the same clothes. Marshal Bob comes with a box full of cats and asks them to choose each one of them a cat to raise. He asked a girl named Svetlana to take the cat first, and it seems that Svetlana is a special person. Then he warned them not to think of escaping, because whoever tries, her fate will be death, like their friend Maria, whom he killed when she tried to escape. They get scared, and each one of them takes a cat, except for Hyun, who was sleeping on the bed. Bob goes to her and tells her that he knows everything about her and tells her information about her. Vaughn takes her ring. Then he asks her to rest for a day or two in order to overcome the trauma. But after that, she has to start her new job. Then he tells her that her new name is Eden. He asks her not to tell anyone her real name. She understands from his words that the people who kidnapped her are a gang that traffickers girls. He warns her that if she tries to make trouble or run away, he will harm her family because he knows everything about them. After that, she prepares to work with the girls. Vaughn gives them dresses to wear and prepare for work. Then, he takes Hyun and another girl named Kyorli Kyo and brings them into a nightclub. A woman ties them up and beats them while Vaughn films them. After this ends, we see Hyun very frustrated and Kyo trying to calm her down. The next day, Vaughn took Hyun to a client, but she ran away. Vaughn managed to grab Hyun and bring her back. When she tries to ask people for help, Vaughn tells them that she is a criminal and that he is a cop doing his job. Hyun was sent back, and Vaughn decided to torture her so she wouldn't run away again. He put her in a tub full of ice and left her overnight. Hyun